They say that good things come to those who wait. Well, I've got some great news for you because today we are going to watch this cute mouse become the bravest animal in the world. So let's begin. Once upon a time, there lived a little mouse in the heart of a green, sunny forest. He was small, quick, and always afraid. He ran away from butterflies. He hid from the rustling of leaves in the wind. He even screamed in fear of his own shadow. No wonder all the other animals called him the cowardly mouse. One day, the little mouse decided he couldn't take it anymore. He wanted to be brave, but how? He went from tree to tree asking the wisest animals for advice, but they were too busy. Then he came across an old turtle sunning on a rock. "Excuse me," said the mouse. "Could you please teach me to be brave?" The turtle opened one eye, then slowly closed it again. "Well, bravery is not something you learn. It just happens, but I want to be brave now," insisted the mouse. "What should I do?" The turtle pondered for a moment. Perhaps the best thing you can do is to seek out danger. Sometimes you need a good scare to discover the bravery inside of you." With these wise words, the turtle went back to sleep, and the mouse set off on his journey. He searched everywhere, but there was no sign of any danger. To be honest, everything seemed quite calm and peaceful in the forest. Disappointed, the little mouse was about to give up when he spotted a beautiful meadow full of yummy berries. Just one problem, though. A huge spotted dog was already there, lapping up the sweet juice. The mouse hesitated, then made up his mind. Maybe this was the adventure he was looking for. He crept closer and closer until he was almost there. Suddenly, the dog raised his head and saw him. The mouse froze. This was it. This was his moment. Taking a deep breath, he started running. He ran over logs and around stones, always keeping an eye on the dog. Would he catch up with him? Would the mouse be clever enough to escape? Oh, so close. He almost had it. Just a few more steps and he would be safe. Finally, the dog stopped and looked around confused. The mouse was safe, or so he thought. But suddenly, a huge black shape emerged from behind a tree. Startled, the mouse turned to run, but it was too late. The cat had spotted him. The mouse squeezed his eyes shut, waiting for the end. But it never came. Instead, he heard a loud roar. The cat and the dog started growling and hissing at each other. They circled each other, ready to fight. Realizing this was his chance, the mouse quickly grabbed a stick and poked the cat in the eye. The cat howled and swatted at the mouse, but he was too quick. Dodging the blow, the mouse ran to safety. The little mouse was exhausted, but he felt amazing. He wasn't the same scared little mouse anymore. For the first time in his life, he felt brave. As the sun began to set, the mouse noticed a beautiful young field mouse watching him from afar. Mustering all his courage, he approached her. "Hello," he said shyly. "I'm the mouse who saved the forest from the evil cat and dog." The young mouse laughed. "Oh, so that's why everyone was cheering in the forest today." I couldn't believe my ears. A brave mouse. I had no idea there were such creatures in the forest. "Well, I guess I am a little bit brave," the little mouse said proudly. And the two mice started to chat. The young mouse was beautiful and kind, and soon the little mouse forgot all about his fears. They played until it was dark, and by the time the moon replaced the sun in the sky, the two mice were best friends. "Thank you for today," the little mouse said as they parted ways. "Thank you for showing me that I can be brave." "Don't mention it," she replied with a smile. "And remember, bravery isn't just about being strong or having sharp claws and teeth. It's about being fearless and helping others. From that day on, the little mouse was a changed creature. He was no longer the same scared, timid mouse. He was now known throughout the forest as a brave little mouse. He helped anyone he could, no matter if it was a worm stuck in the mud, a baby bird that had fallen out of its nest, or a squirrel that needed help gathering nuts for the winter. One day, while walking through the forest, the little mouse came across a clearing where a terrible sight awaited him. All the animals were gathered around a log, and in the center of the circle stood a majestic golden lion, the king of the jungle. The lion looked sad, and the other animals seemed worried. The mouse wanted to help, but he was afraid to approach the king. What if the lion wasn't friendly? What if he wanted to eat the mouse? His heart pounded in his chest, but he knew he had to do something. Taking a deep breath, the little mouse started to move forward, little by little, step by step. The other animals noticed him and parted to let him through. As he got closer, he heard what they were saying. "My paws are caught in a hunter's trap, and I can't get free. If someone doesn't help me, I will be stuck here forever." The little mouse felt terrible. The king of the jungle needed his help, and there was no one else around. Summoning all his strength, the little mouse shouted, "Don't worry, Your Majesty, I'll save you." Everyone stared at him in disbelief. How could a tiny mouse help a powerful lion? But the little mouse didn't care what they thought. He started chewing on the ropes of the trap. At first, it seemed impossible, but the little mouse kept going. One by one, he bit through the thick ropes, and finally, with a snap, the lion was free. The other animals cheered, and the little mouse felt proud. He had done it. He had saved the lion. The golden lion looked down at the little mouse with gratitude in his eyes. "Thank you for saving me, little mouse. You are truly brave." The little mouse blushed. "It was nothing, Your Majesty. I just couldn't leave you in trouble." From that day on, the lion and the mouse became the best of friends. The other animals watched in amazement as the mighty king of the jungle and the tiny little mouse played together. They raced through the tall grass, chased butterflies, and splashed in the streams. The lion was always careful not to hurt the little mouse, and the little mouse was always aware of the lion's strengths. Their friendship was a source of wonder and joy in the forest. And so the story of the brave little mouse spread throughout the jungle, inspiring all the other creatures to be kind and helpful to one another, no matter how different they might seem. After all, it's not the size that matters, but the heart within. That was our story for today. Rate it from 1 to 5 stars and share your opinion in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for new stories every week. See you soon. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.